Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So on today's video, we are going to be recreating this top header section using the Kadence Theme Pro. So I'm going to be diving into my screen. I'm going to show you how to use the Kadence header builder to recreate this look. Now, of course, we don't want to be copying other people's websites, but perhaps this tutorial video might help you get to grips with the Kadence header builder and might give you some tips or tricks or inspiration that you can implement on your own website. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to appearance, and then we want to go to themes, and we want to make sure that the Kadence theme has been installed. Next thing we want to do is come to our plugins, and we want to install the Kadence Pro premium add-on for the Kadence theme. So I'm going to go ahead and activate that plugin. And then of course, because this is an e-commerce website, we need to make sure we do have WooCommerce installed. So I've installed that, and I'm going to activate this plugin and go through the quick setup. Okay, so now I've set up WooCommerce, I've installed the Kadence Theme Pro. So the next thing I want to do is I want to come to appearance and I want to come to Kadence because I want to turn on those additional header add-ons. So under Pro add-ons, we're going to come here and there's 19 elements for us to choose from. So we're just going to toggle those on. And when we head to our Kadence header builder, we'll now see all those additional elements. So let's go to our header builder. To get there, we're going to go to appearance and then customize. That's then going to open up the customizer, and then we can start working on the header builder. So two ways for us to open the header builder. We can either hover over here and click on a pencil tool. Now if we click on that pencil tool, then the header builder is going to pop up at the bottom. If we come here and we click on footer, that obviously pops up the footer builder and the header builder goes away. So the other way to open the header builder is to come here to the front screen and then click on header to the left, and then that pops up the header builder. Okay, so two tabs. So we're starting off with desktop. So we're going to create what the desktop looks like, and then we're going to carry on and we're going to create what it will look like on the tablet and mobile device. Okay, so we can see here we've got a top row, a main row, and a bottom row, and that's exactly what our inspiration website has. It has a top row with some content, and then a second row or a main row with the logos, a search bar, an account, and a cart, and then finally a menu at the top. So this menu is quite intricate. I'm just going to be creating a very simple menu in this tutorial video. Okay, so first thing, as we can see in our inspiration website, is on this section it's got some content, and on this side it's also got some content. So let's start adding that content. So we're going to click on the plus icon and we're going to click HTML there. Then we're going to come to our inspiration website and just copy that content and click on the settings here, and then under text we're going to paste that in. Now we're going to come to this side again, click plus and click HTML2, click on the settings, go to our inspiration website and copy this content. If I do go fast, just remember you can slow this video down on YouTube. Okay, so now we want to add the color to the background. So we're going to come to this top row, come to the settings here, come to design, and then we can change the top row background. Now for ease of this, for this video, I have gone ahead and I've copied all the colors off their website and I can paste that in there. Okay, then the next thing is to come to the general tab of your top row settings and change the minimum height. So I'm going to make it about something like 45, and then we can start styling our HTML content. So we're going to come here, go to settings, go to design, and the font that they're using on their website is custom font. It's not a Google font, so we're going to just choose a Google font to go with. So I'm going to go with Newton, and then size wise I'm going to bring that down to about 15, and I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And then if I want to, I can go ahead and I can change the color of the font. So again, I've just copied that color and I can come here, go to design, and then paste that color in and do the same on this side and change the color. Okay, so there we go. We have got now our top section sorted. Now we can move on to our main row. So our main row has, as we can see in our inspiration website, we first have here a logo. We then have a search bar, then we have an account, and then we've got a cart. cart. So let's go ahead and start adding those elements. So we already have a logo element. So let's click on the settings there. We're going to select a logo, and I've uploaded the logo already. So I've copied it from their website. I'm going to skip cropping, and then that adds it onto the website. I can then change it to just have the logo because we don't want it to say my blog there. And if I want to, I can go ahead here and I can change the size of the logo. So it's quite small on their website, so I'm going to leave it at something like that. The next thing we're going to do is come over to the right hand side, remove the primary navigation, and we're going to add all the elements we need on the right. So it was a search bar, an account, and a cart. So when I click on this, we're going to go for our search. So we have a search and then we have a search bar. So a search has a pop-up and it's a full screen, and then you can type in what you're looking for. But what in this case, we actually want a search bar. The next, we're going to click on the plus and we are going to add an account. So click on account, and then the last is cart. Okay, and there we go. We have all our elements. However, now it's not looking so good. So we can go ahead and we can style this. So let's start off by styling the search bar. So we're going to click on this here. It opens there, and then we can change the width of the search bar. And if we look here, the width is quite wide. So let's make it a little bit bigger, maybe something like that. And we can go to our design here and we can change our border. We can also change the input border color. So again, I have come here, and if I choose this, then I've got the colors. And I can do the input text colors. And if I want to, I can go ahead and style the font. So if we look at our inspiration website, we can see that there's quite a lot of padding in here. Also, there is that line there. So this is where we're going to have to add some custom CSS, because unfortunately you can't change the radius of the search section here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back here, and then we're going to go to additional CSS, and we're going to paste in some CSS that's going to make the border radius square and then also have a line there. Okay, so let's paste in the CSS, and you can get all the CSS on the link down below. And so basically we're making the border left here, we're adding that border in, and then we're also doing a border radius of 0 pixels. So now when we look, it is starting to look a lot like this website. Okay, so next thing, let's go ahead and let's style this account. So first thing is we don't want it to be a drop down menu, so we're going to change that link there, and then we're going to come to design, and we can of course change the account color. So I want to change it to, and we're going to paste that in there, and let's now go over here, and we are going to change the color of this. So cart colors, change that. And then coming to general tab, we don't want to show the item total indicator. Now, when we're here, we see border radius, but we can't actually set the border in our account and in our cart. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some custom CSS to this. So additional CSS, and then I'm going to paste it in there. And you can see it adds a border around those icons. And what I've done is I've made sure that the border left is none, because when we put it together, we don't want double lines. So I'm just going to click publish there, and then I'm going to go back to my account icon, and I'm going to go to design, and here we have padding. So we want to add some space in and around it, because if we look at our inspiration website, you can see there's some space around there. So we're going to come to padding here. We're going to unlock it because we don't want it to be the same top, left, right, and bottom. So just to the left and the right, we might add 0.4 and then 0.4 again, and we might reduce this to 5 and 5. Okay, and then we'll do the exact same thing for the cart icon. So we'll go to cart, click on the settings, go to design. So we want to make it 0.6, and then what was it, 0.5 and 0.5. And you can always play around with this to ensure that it is exactly the same and it looks exactly as you want it to be. Now, the next step is to put in some custom CSS to move these closer together. So we've got some custom CSS. I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to add in that custom CSS, and you can see how it moves it together. So I'm going to click publish, and I just want to refresh this page to make sure that it is looking good on the front end. Sometimes Kadence doesn't update automatically. So again, we can see that the padding is not quite right. So let's go to this account, and this is the cart one, so we just want to make the top a bit bigger. There we go. And then we'll do the same with the account. So as you can see, sometimes it's just a playing game to make sure that you get it correct. And I can see that it needs a bit more space to the left and to the right. And I would do the same for the account as well. Okay, so there we go. Now, one other thing we can see is if we look at our inspiration website, the account icon is a bit different and the card icon is also different. So if you do want to change this, I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you'll need to do is you will need to come to plugins. So we'll go to plugins and we're going to add a new plugin because we're going to add some custom PHP in order to change this. So we're going to go to search plugins and we're going to look for Fluent Snippets. We're going to click enter. There it is there. And we're going to click install now. And then we're going to activate that. Once that has been activated, we can then add in our custom PHP. Now, once you have installed that Fluent Snippets plugin, we're going to come to Fluent Snippets on the left-hand side. We're then going to click on this new snippet here, and then we're going to add the code in. So I have two things here. I've got changing the card icon, and I've also got changing the account icon. That should say account. So I'm going to add this code in, and I have grabbed this new SVG from something like Icon Monster. Icon Monster gives you a whole bunch of free simple icons, and all you need to do to get the SVG content is to click on here and then go to embedded and then grab that SVG content. So I'm going to paste in this. So that's for the card, and then copy this content for the account. And then I'm going to give this snippet a name. So if I want to, I can add it to a snippet group. I can set the priority and the tags, and then I'm just going to click create snippet. And then I'm going to click activate. Now I'm going to come to appearance and I'm going to come to customize. And then once I'm here, you can now see that the account one has changed, but we do need to click on the cart one and change it to this. And then you'll see that one changes, that icon changes. Now, if we look at the account one, it's a little bit big. So I'm going to come here, go to design, and I'm just going to make it maybe 1.1. That's a bit better. And then of course we'll have to just change the padding again to get that right. Okay, so there we go. Pretty happy with this. Now let's go back to our inspiration website. You can also see now this section here is quite high, whereas on our header it is quite low. So we're going to come here down to main row, click on settings, minimum height, we'll maybe make it 120. That looks good. And now we can move on to the last section, which is our bottom row. So we're going to click on this here, click on the plus icon, and we're going to add in our primary navigation. We're then going to go to bottom row. And if we look at our inspiration website, it's got a line at the top and a line at the bottom. So let's add that in. We can go to design, go to border here, click on the solid one, make it 1 pixel. We can then choose the color. So I'm going to go here, border color, just copy this, paste that in, and then do the same with this one here and do 1 pixel. Now, if we want to, we can add some padding. So maybe like 10 or 5 pixels and then 5 pixels. And then we can come to our primary navigation and we can change the colors. And of course we can change the font. Again, they have used something else. So I'm just going to use a Google font and give it some spacing in between. And there we go. Of course, we can add some more content and we can obviously change the colors. So if we look at our inspiration website, there it is. Let's just make this a bit smaller. And there we go. So there is our inspiration website and there is my website. Now it's time to do the mobile side of things. Okay, so let's just click publish and we'll go to inspiration website. And if you want to see what the mobile looks like, you can right click, click inspect, and then come here to this section here that says toggle device toolbar. And we can have a look at what it looks like on our mobile devices. Okay, so let's get to work. So we're going to go to this tablet mobile tab and you'll see how things change. So we come here and we can see at the top, we've got the mobile toggle here. We've got the logo, the account, and the card. So let's add those in and move things around. Put the logo in the middle. We're going to move the trigger to the side. And here we're going to click on the plus. We're going to add an account. And then we're going to add in cart. And down at the bottom here with the plus icon, we're going to add in the search bar. Okay. And now we're going to go to our account and we can change colors and we can change sizing as well. So maybe make it just a tad bit bigger. And cart, we want to change it to this one and we're going to show the item total and then just design wise Okay, remember we want to do our padding as well. Here with our trigger icon, we're going to click on the pencil tool. Design wise, let's make it 32 and let's just come here to our main row. Go to the general tab under mobile. We just want to make this probably about 80, maybe even 70. There we go. Okay, another thing we want to do is in the design padding, just make it 5 to the left and 5 to the right. Maybe a tad bit more to the right. Click publish. Again, sometimes it doesn't always update on Kadence, so I just refresh the customizer, come back to my header builder, go to tablet mobile, and then have a look at it. So now when we look at the search products section, we can see there is a border around the search products and there is some spacing to the top and the bottom. So the spacing to the top and the bottom is from the bottom row. So we're going to click on the settings here, go to design, and remember we put 5 padding at the top and 5 at the bottom. So we're going to go here to mobile, maybe even tablet, and we're just going to put 0 at the top and 0 at the bottom and do the same here. Just double check that it has gone. Now removing the border around the search products, we'll need to use some custom CSS. So we're going to go back here, go to additional CSS, and we're going to paste in some CSS that removes that border. Remember again, the CSS is all down below. And the reason why we're using a media query here is to ensure that the border, remember we changed the border radius and added some border content here, that doesn't go away on our desktop. So now we can click publish and we can go to our blog and we can click refresh, and now we can see this in action. And the last thing we want to do is come here to our search products and just maybe change the sizing of it so it goes a bit more full width across the page, and then you can click publish. And now let's have a look, and you can see that is kind of like our inspiration website. There's a couple of things that we need to do, maybe change up the colors and things, but it is looking pretty good and it is very much on its way to looking like my inspiration website. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more tutorial videos like this, if you like the way that I go into creating an inspiration website, so you can drop an inspiration website below if you want to know how to recreate something, I'll happily do that for you guys. And remember to subscribe to my channel for more tutorial videos like this.